launched Viper Island back in 2021. And ever since, this has been one of the most requested episodes. A full reveal of our entire G.I. Joe Classified collection. And today, it's finally happening. We're cracking open the vault and showing you everything. Figures, variants, troop builds, animals, exclusives, vehicles, the hidden gems, and of course, our personal favorites. Folks, this is not just a show and tell, it's a celebration of the Classified series and how far it's come. Whether you're a longtime collector or just getting started, buckle up. This might be one of your favorite Viper Island episodes to date. It's going to be a lot of fun. Watch until the end to find out what's our favorite G.I. Joe item in our entire collection. Let's dive in. Now, we've got a lot to get through, so there's not going to be any specific order to this because there are so many figures, right? And first up, we've got Destro. Dex, what do you think of this guy?
I think it's a pretty good figure, but in my opinion, I like the Profit Director Destro way more.
Understandable, right? There's a lot more personality there, but for G.I. Joe OG fans, Destro's where it's at, and this is a really good figure, very underrated. Then next, we've got Duke. Now, this is the first one that came out. Yeah, this is the one with the gold knee pads, parts on the boots, and he's got red knuckles, and there's also gold on his weapons.
Which I liked more.
And I liked too, but a lot of people out there did not like that. They didn't appreciate it, so Hasbro came along and said, all right, we'll give you new variants, and Dex, what do you have there?
This is the second version of Duke, but I also put the retro Duke helmet on top and the steel core shoulder pads, so he looks cooler.
Yeah, it's one of those times where you can kit bash and make a figure even better than the way it was delivered to us, right? So that's a really good Duke. And between the two versions, the gold original version and then the sort of plain retro variant, which do you prefer here?
I prefer this version of it.
Then next, Snake Eyes. Now this one is a bit kit bashed. So I put him back in there because I like him being in the box for display purposes, but this is a mix of, I think the Renegades one, basically the same figure, just different colors, but Dex, when it comes to the original Snake Eyes, what do you think?
I think the original Snake Eyes is a pretty good Snake Eyes considering we've had so many. The only one that competes with it, in my opinion it's better, is probably the Winter one.
The Alpha Commandos one?
Yeah.
I think I agree, and we'll get to that in a bit. Next, we've got two Amazon exclusives. At least I'm pretty sure they are. It's been a while. We've got the Arctic Mission Storm Shadow. Terrible articulation in the legs. It's hard to get this guy to stand up.
Looks cool, though. I love the colors on him.
Yeah, they need to do a redo of this and put it in the retro line because the retro line seems to be there nowadays just to fix mistakes from the past. And these legs, I mean, it's like the Snake Eyes movie figures. Hard to get them to stand because of limited articulation. But wow.
The rest looks really good. On display, it looks good. Playing with it and like trying to pose it is not fun though.
Yeah, so it loses marks for me, but otherwise it might be my favorite Storm Shadow. But we're talking about ninjas here. What do you have there?
I got the Red Ninja. This is probably one of my favorite figures. I loved this one when it came out. All the different weapons that he comes with and like the paint apps on everything, it's awesome.
Yeah, and the box art on the side. Like, that's awesome. It's either cartoony or in that case a lot more moody and realistic. Very cool. Overall, that one, the Red Ninja, apparently was very hard to find for a lot of people. Up here in Canada, we had no trouble whatsoever. I mean, I think at one point we had 4 Red Ninjas.
Yeah.
It got to the point where we had too many, and I was like, what are we doing here? If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, let's talk about Roadblock. This is number 1 in the series.
And this is the heavy artillery one.
Yeah, so that was an Amazon exclusive. This one was mainline, but the one I've got here is actually the variant. So we started off with the original. Didn't really like the head sculpt. Ended up getting another heavy artillery Roadblock head sculpt. Popped it on this figure. Love it. But it's hard to tell which one is better. This is kind of like version 2 Roadblock, and that's version 1. Even though they came out in a separate order in the Classified series.
I prefer the first one of Classified.
I kind of prefer the heavy artillery. Why do you like this one better?
Because this one's super plain. Like, he just got a tank top on and just pants.
Very true. Although, love that handgun. Might be my number 1 favorite handgun in the entire series. And, I don't know. That's just a fun figure to have.
Just a clock.
But, at the same time, this is very similar. But this one has the railgun. Again, yeah, you're right. Roadblock doesn't really come with many accessories. Might be waiting for a deluxe version of Roadblock at some point in the future to
we haven't got one in
load
a
him
while.
up.
There's not been a single repaint of him in a while.
Just the Tiger Force one.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, that one sucks.
Because at least for other guys like Duke, where they had a like retro one, it's completely different figure, completely different head sculpt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But for Roadblock, there's just been 2 versions of him. And there hasn't been a retro one, I don't
Yeah, with the variants.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If you have a specific feeling about Roadblock or which one you prefer, let us know in the comments. In the meantime, while you guys are seeing what we're holding here, every single figure on the back, I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
This poster that's on the back of the early waves. This is the artwork that really should have continued with the line, but instead we ended up getting other stuff. And I think it'd be a really good thing for G.I. Joe to go back to this sort of thing, especially with new figures. Or what about this? Every year at the start of the year, whatever figures come out first, you've got an artwork that displays and features a lot of the upcoming figures for that year. That would be a lot more fun in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Now let's take a break from some of the figures and talk about the vehicles. Also, we have so much here, we gotta make some room, so let's get rid of the big real estate here.
Yeah.
First up, we got the Vamp, and we've also got one of my all-time favorites here, the Tiger Paw and Wreckage. First of all, showing off the box art because, I mean, this is amazing. And the Vamp as well. One of my favorite box covers in the entire line. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks awesome. I like all the different diorama images they have on it.
And what I like about the Tiger Paw is the package shows a lot of action. There's explosions in the background. There's some huts that are being set on fire. You've got Roadblock and Tripwire in the background on Tiger Paws as well. Really sets the scene and creates a world of play, as Hasbro's always talking about. But hey, these are just the boxes. Let's get into the figures that came with these. Here we go, the Tiger Paw and Wreckage. Wreckage is low-key one of my favorite figures in the entire line.
Don't redo that. Do not say that. You sound like you're a 12-year-old.
Chat, you gotta listen to me. Wreckage might be one of my all-time favorite figures in Classified. Very, very, very underrated. A lot of people missed out on this guy. And I'm not a big fan of the helmet, but at the same time, it is pretty cool. Very well painted. Love the visor, but the head sculpt is so much better. Love this figure. If you don't have him and you've been on the fence or you're thinking about buying him off the secondary market, you're probably going to have to pay a bit for him, but I don't think you'll have any regrets. Definitely look around.
It's a pretty good figure.
Ask around.
The guns he has is they're awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not into Tiger Force at all, but I love the Tiger Paw and Wreckage. Again, like, this is just a kick-ass figure, badass character, great paint apps.
The Vamp's awesome. We got Outback in here too, the Tiger Force one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't mind him. Awesome vehicle. All the different things it's got. The big turrets on top. Love those. The lights and everything. Everything about it's an awesome vehicle.
Do you prefer the mid-sized vehicles like the Vamp and Stinger, or the smaller ones like the Cobra Ferret,
the bigger
Tiger
ones?
Paw?
These ones are way better than the smaller ones.
Why is that?
It has more space for more figures.
And that's it?
Yeah, and it just looks cooler because you can put more details on it.
See, I have an opposite feeling there. I prefer having a little more shelf space, and the smaller vehicles definitely give you an advantage of storing more on your shelf and in your displays, but the Vamp is so well done.
I also like Clutch, the driver for the Vamp.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can see him much right now, but he looks pretty cool, though. I like all of his tattoos he's got on him, too, and the little holster on the front of him.
You take that helmet off, he's got a really good head portrait. Better than I expected he'd come with. The vehicle drivers like Clutch tend to be in the background, but, I mean, this guy is good enough to stand on his own. If he'd been released as part of the mainline wave, then I think people would be happy, but, wow, great figure. We've got Outback in here, too, kind of glossing over Tiger Force Outback. Definitely one of the best figures in the line. I think that's evidenced also by the fact that so many figures have been made with the Outback buck now. It's that good.
We've got the Cobra Stinger here, which is an amazing vehicle. I love these armored doors on it.
Yeah, I love that armored look.
Yeah, it looks awesome. And the windows on the front, they're so tinted.
Yeah, we've got Ripper driving ours. I like having the characters with more personality in the vehicles.
Yeah, and this missiles thing comes with the new defense post.
Yeah, that turret and the Vamp's machine gun turret, these both come with the defense post. You can store them on top, you can put them on the posts. It's more reuse, but I don't mind it for this because it levels up the defense post. And while you're showing off the Cobra Stinger, this is one of my all-time favorite vehicles so far for the line. It's a repaint of the Ram Cycle. It's the Night Pursuit Cycle.
We've got the Ram Cycle right here too.
Yeah, the Night Pursuit Cycle comes with a driver. It's Night Force Shockwave. Another figure that could have just stood on his own, So in the meantime, I've got Mutt on here. Really good fit. He's got the helmet already and the visor, so he looks like he's ready to drive. But it's just a repaint of the Ram cycle that comes with Breaker. Dex, let's give the lowdown on that.
The driver for this one, Breaker, the head sculpt on it's amazing, especially for when this came out. It came out really early on, so...
Yeah, 2021 is part of the Cobra Island lineup from Target.
I like the polarization that he has on his helmet, the blue and the purple. It looks really nice. They should start doing that more with people's helmets, because they don't do anything now with that.
Yeah, Breaker's a very good version. Now, there is the new one, the Mass Device Breaker, that sold out that a lot of people had a hard time getting because it's a Target exclusive. Which version of Breaker do you prefer? The Mass Device Breaker? No, we don't have that. Or the one that comes with the Ram cycle from Cobra Island?
I prefer the Mass Device one because the bubblegum head sculpt looks really cool, and I prefer the gray over the green.
Okay, now, I might be in the vast minority here because that's a very popular figure. I prefer the Cobra Island version. It's just more old school retro goodness.
Now one of my favorites, we got the Trouble Bubble. The Televiper on this figure looks awesome. I like the different head sculpts he has, especially the, like, robotic one he has.
Yeah, definitely. There is a retro card version of the Televiper, and, like, I like the figure, I don't like the head sculpts. They're all three the same. This one, at least, you got some variety. And what about the Trouble Bubble itself, Dex?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially the decal that it has on the front visor thing. And the decals it has on the sides, too, of the bubble.
Yeah, very good paint apps, very good everything on this. It's just a fun little vehicle. Now let's stay in the world of Cobra Island. Dex, what do you have there?
I got Barbecue. Thought this figure existed.
And I've got Major Bludd. This one just got re-released this year as a new version. It's kind of from the Skybound comics. But that's the classic Barbecue. There's also the Mad Marauders version. This one came out in 2021, so if it came out now, I bet you Barbecue would have a separate head sculpt.
Yeah, I like the figure a lot. I think that he could use a little bit more colors, but I know he doesn't really have much in the comics. He doesn't come with much, though, but he's a firefighter, so not expecting him to have like 20 guns, but it's a nice figure.
Yeah, very good. It's got a little bit of loose articulation in the hips and legs for, I think, most people, but this is based on the same buck as Destro. So, good figure, overall great articulation, and a big fan favorite. And when it comes to Major Bludd, this one was hard to find. In fact, both of these were hard to find. Barbecue never even came to Canada. Not at all. Major Bludd, I mean, we saw it eventually, but man, this is the figure that set everything on fire. Everyone had to have it. It was the first must-have of Classified, and it's a great figure.
Yeah, I like the Major Bludd figure a lot, especially all the different textures and patterns he has on him all around. Like, his holster has a bit more, like, leathery patterns to it, then his boots have a bit more, like, ruffled up pattern with scratches, especially the shin pads. They have, like, scratches on there and everything.
Yeah,
Lots. It's also a really good figure all around. And the mechanical arm.
And that head sculpt, I mean, the wear and tear that's on his armor,
yeah,
it matches his face, too. Like, his face was not spared. He needs to have more protective gear because, man, he's got some gnarly scars all over his face. Another reason why this is one of the best figures in the entire line. If you disagree with us on Major Bludd, let us know, because I would love to know if there are actually people out there who don't like this figure. I think that we can safely assume it is one of the most popular figures in the line. And let's keep this rolling. We've got even more Cobra Island figures. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. So I've got Beachhead here.
And I got Firefly.
These are two really, really good counterparts, right? One from Joe's side, one from Cobra. I could easily see them in battle all the time. I repainted Beachhead's weapon because I didn't like that all the weapons came in all straight green, just like the figure back in, what was it, 85 did. He's got his red beret, this junky little crossbow. Terrible quality, terrible accessory, but again, they're trying to give us what we had back in the 80s. And Dex, I think you got the better figure there out of these two.
Yeah.
Firefly.
The drone he has is awesome. I love using that. And the stick of dynamite he comes with, too. I don't think we've seen either of those in a while.
Yeah, I don't think we have either.
And the goggles he has look super cool.
Great backpack, too. Lots of paint apps on there. They're both good figures. In fact, in terms of just the figure itself, Beachhead is, I think, one of my most fun figures out of all of the hundreds that we have in Classified. Just a great overall figure, whereas Firefly has some articulation restriction in his torso because of his big web gear that's over top. Also, Firefly has a very detailed head sculpt, just with the eyes alone, tells a lot of story there. Got some scarring underneath his mask. Can't see a lot of his face, but you don't need to. And that's one of the things that I like so much about this guy, especially over the mainline version of Firefly, which we don't even have. I'm waiting for a deluxe version of Firefly that's loaded out with so much artillery, bombs, all kinds of cool devices. That's what this guy's all about.
I'm not the biggest fan of Beachhead. It's a cool figure. Don't like his weapons at all. They're all green. I would toss them out the second I'd get this figure. Toss out most of the figure. The head sculpt and that is it. I think his vest is too bulky. Not a fan of Beachhead.
Well, there is a new version of Beachhead, the retro card version. I think it's superior in some ways, but then they're both good in their own ways.
I don't like the retro card back ones, though. The big card thing, I don't like it. It's such a waste of space. You got this thing that's like 2 feet long, that's like a stupid flappy cardboard thing. I have a Crimson Viper one, and the whole thing gets warped if you don't have it flat. You have to flatten it out.
That was the early waves from the Walmart exclusive retro card line.
Speaking of the Crimson Guard, with the horrible back here, look at this. The whole thing's flopping around. You have to like get books to flatten it out, otherwise it gets warped. Other than that, though, I like the figure a lot. It's pretty basic with the textures on it. This silver on him is also really nice touch to all the red.
And yeah, like you said, Dex, a lot of cool detailing and sculpting all over him. Very underrated army trooper. And because he came out so early in the line, a lot of people have slept on him. Then we got 2 of the Cobra Viper here. This is also from the Cobra Island line. Again, you got that awesome map on the back.
Not a fan of the weapons, though. They look a little bit like the laser tag weapons that you would find at, like, just a random laser tag place.
They outfitted him with some Nerf weapons. You can actually match these up to existing Nerf weapons.
Yeah.
But, that said, there are several different versions of the Cobra Viper that exist. This was the first one. Then there was a 3-pack with sort of muted colors, and there was an officer. And then there was the retro card version, and now there's also a Ghost Viper, which is essentially a zombified, weird kind of Cobra Viper. But this is the original. I love the colorway on this. It's a dark, dark blue. Everything looks good. Very nice. What do you think, Dex?
Yeah, I really like the figure a lot, especially the metallic finishes to his helmet. I like that a lot, and the different red and blue colors. I think the shades were really nice.
Yeah, and now I kind of prefer in some ways the new retro card version, but again, this one is such a classic.
I like that one a little bit more, though, because the weapons he comes with. Because the weapons matter a lot. What am I going to do with basic ones like this that look stupid?
Yeah. Now, we've covered this before. It's not G.I. Joe Classified, but I gotta bring it out again. It's the Triple T tank with Sergeant Slaughter. This is part of the Transformers crossover line with G.I. Joe. It also comes with Leatherneck. He's still in the package. Probably gonna keep him that way.
He looks cool in the package. I think we should get 3 more, though. 1 outside the box, 1 in the package, 1 for in case.
Yeah, sure. This is a very good line. Everything is just top-notch quality. The Transformers themselves, like, I'm not into Transformers, but this is, like, fun to transform into the vehicle from the robot. The robot itself is, like, really good. And while we don't have this in the line for Classified, this will have to suffice for me. I'm a big fan of the Triple T tank and Sergeant Slaughter, and I'm waiting for this to join Classified. It's not even that big of a vehicle,
no,
but it's going to be awesome, and I don't care that, like, logically it doesn't make sense having a guy right here on front. He's going to get shot by the first bullet that comes along. That's not what G.I. Joe's about. So I don't care about that.
I don't think that's a, like, big deal there.
No, we need, like, Serpentor has his throne. We need Sergeant Slaughter to have his Triple T tank, and once his Renegades are coming along with Mercer, Red Dog, and Taurus, there's got to be room on there for them. 1 on each side, and maybe someone on the back here.
I think this would be a pretty good figure in the Classified line, though. They could do what they're doing with the Snowcat if it gets funded, where the treads actually move around, though.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Because that would be pretty cool. Because then you could have 2 sets of treads, 1 here, 1 here, and then 1 here, 1 here. So 4, technically, but it would be a pretty cool figure to have in the line.
Or just make it 1 big one on each side. I don't really care.
Kind of like the His tank. But
working treads, yeah, definitely.
They could definitely do this in the line. It would be super easy. Same size as the Vamp.
I think they'll go the way that the retro Triple T tank was made, with wheels on the bottom and the treads don't work. This is definitely an opportunity to put working treads on a non-HasLab vehicle. Let us know in the comments if you agree and what your thoughts are on that, and if you're interested in the Triple T tank, or if you don't want it at all. And while we're talking about the Triple T tank, we gotta talk about Sergeant Slaughter. There are a few different versions. That figure is awesome.
I think these bags are cool. I would want them to be more in the line, because the amount of guys, they'll give you a backpack. The backpack holds 1 gun, and they have 7 guns, and then they hold 1 gun, and the bag holds 1. It's like, where are these guns going?
This is the first G.I. Joe Classified Sergeant Slaughter. The second one was the Mad Marauders. There's a third one on the way with the Renegades. That's a 2-pack of Sergeant Slaughter and Mercer. Ultimately, this is the most classic version, but there's also another one. It's not G.I. Joe Classified. It's from Action Force, part of the Valaverse action figure line. Now, a viewer sent this to us, and, like, it's okay.
I'm not a fan of it. I prefer the G.I. Joe one, because, first of all, the face looks a lot better on the G.I. Joe one.
Well, it looks like Sergeant Slaughter.
One of them looks like Sergeant Slaughter, one of them looks like a random guy you find on the side of the Walmart. But the gun, the one thing that bugs me most about this gun, besides for the whole figure, is the gun. What is that gun? The revolver looks huge. It's like the size of a semi-auto like gun. What is this? Look how big the revolver is.
That's pretty...
It's massive.
Huge. Yeah.
It's way too big.
That said, I think they do have better weapons than G.I. Joe Classified a lot of the time, but the figures, I mean, it's not the same quality.
Doesn't come with much, though.
And the face portraits just don't hit. They look too plasticky and toy-like. This Sergeant Slaughter, I mean, it looks like Sergeant Slaughter.
I'm not a fan of the butterfly arms on this one, though. It goes way too far into his actual chest.
Well, if you look at the shoulders, like, there's a cut there, and it's just like... Here, his shoulders are a lot tighter to the torso,
because
right?
like new action figures have that butterfly thing, so the arms have more articulation.
Yeah.
So lots of them are doing that. On the Hasbro one, though, you actually have to look for it. It's a lot harder to find.
Yes, true. Very true.
Like you have to look at it and then you realize, oh, it's there. And usually with most guys with the T-shirts, you don't even see it.
It's usually
this
hidden.
one though. You can see a whole gap on the shoulders. There's like a full centimeter in between the shoulder and the arm.
Yeah, and if there's a vest or a shirt, you can see under that as well. And there's paint issues. So
if you had a cloth goods on that, the shirt would get like caught in there. When they first introduced the butterfly thing with some of the WWE guys, the cloth goods would always get caught in there, and it'd be annoying trying to pose them.
Yeah, no, they fixed that quickly. No, here's the thing. This is the only Action Force figure that we have. This is all we can base our opinions off of.
I don't think we'll be planning on getting any others.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't really have that much of an interest in getting any of them. Also, I'm not sold on the quality just based on what we have here. They may have improved the quality of the line since this figure. I don't know if they have. Up here in Canada, you really don't see Action Force anywhere. Even going to hobby shops, like, they just don't have it. G.I. Joe Classified is everywhere. Again, like, it's harder to base our opinions off of anything but what we have in hand. And I think that's still fair. But yeah, I don't think that we have any plans of getting more Action Force. This was sent to us. It was cool to check out, but...
I don't think we would want any others. And the other guys in their lines, they don't look very cool. They just look like Temu G.I. Joes. It's like... I might as well just get the actual G.I. Joes at that rate.
Yeah, now they have their fan base. There are certain ones that look really good. Those are usually the ones that have masks on and kind of like army troopers for the villain side. But overall, it's just not a line for me. I don't like the head sculpts, and I don't know. That sort of thing matters to me. So I'll stick with G.I. Joe Classified.
Yeah.
If there's something better in that line, I mean, I'm not even aware of it.
I wouldn't want to collect a line where the odd figure would be good. If there's 1 in 10 figures that are good, that's not really a line I want to be collecting.
Yeah, now if we had more samples in hand that we could check out, maybe our opinion would change, because we're going off of one figure. It's a very small sample size. I'm just not impressed so far. That could change, but I mean, I'm not expecting it will. Next, let's get into some exclusives.
I got Serpentor here. Love this figure. The box art looks amazing all around, especially in the back, how it kind of molds together with the case and the actual box. Really nice box art there. We can show it on the screen there.
And while you've got Serpentor there, I've got the Dr. Mindbender exclusive.
I love the cloth goods cape on this figure. It's so nice. I think one of the first times we saw cloth goods in the line.
I think Snake Supreme had the cloth cape. But this is a bigger figure than almost all the other G.I. Joe Classifieds. It might be...
I think it's like 7 inches.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like 7 inches tall. Most of them are 6.5 inches. When you open up the Dr. Mindbender box, it reveals kind of like the lab equipment and the figure, and it's nice, but it's mostly box.
Yeah, there's not much it comes with. It's still a nice figure, though.
Yeah, very nice. And I do like all the accessories, but they didn't need to come with him. Or at least, if you're gonna go down that road, there should have been more. not just a few little extra pieces.
Yeah, I love the scaling on his shoulders and his arms. It's a really good figure, especially the face. The head sculpt is so good, especially considering you can take off the top, have it one piece or two piece, so you can have different like posable things. I prefer the two piece one where it's loose, the back part and the head. It's way better for like turning their head and posing it.
I think I agree.
You can actually have him look in another direction than just straight. And this air chariot, it's super, so nice. Especially the little vents they got on the bottom. Small details like that are really nice that they have, especially the different colors. It's kind of a bit of a like glossy finish where it's a bit sparkly. It looks red, and then you look closer, it's more of like an orangish yellow, because the sparkles I think are yellow.
It's
Also,
like the afterburners.
Yes, the little, I don't know what these would be called. The like little throttle things. They're really cool on here.
There's a lot of really intricate sculpting all over it. You have to look through the air chariot and you'll really appreciate this thing the more you look at it. And not only that, if you just look at the snake head itself on this, like it looks very realistic and at the same time a little cartoony. It's a blend of the two worlds together, and I think the air chariot is just as good as Serpentor.
I think one of the vehicles is probably better. Like the Vamp, I prefer more. HasLabs are not in the conversation though, because that's not fair. When you're spending $350, you better hope it's one of the best in the line. But yeah, I think this is one of the best ones. I prefer the Vamp or the Stinger in my opinion, because I like the wheels it comes with, and it just looks awesome.
Yeah.
But this is probably one of the best ones.
This is a centerpiece that's not a HasLab.
Yeah.
Right? You can have this in the middle of your display or collection. Honestly, this is one of my all-time favorite figures, period, regardless of the line. Just in G.I. Joe, the entire history of G.I. Joe. It's hard to beat this as an exclusive. Coming with the air chariot as well, I mean, that just puts it over the top. Great figure, though. Holy.
Yeah, really good figure.
If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed. Next, we're sticking with the exclusives, and we've got two that were very hard to find, but they were some of the best figures from 2023.
And they're both snow figures. We got Snow Job and the Snow Serpent.
Snow Job, another figure that never came to Canada. That's on the same list as Barbecue from Cobra Island.
On this packaging, there's a polar bear up here. So we speculated for a while that there was going to be one. Took a while, but we finally got one.
Now, this is a figure that a lot of people don't have. Again, another one of my all-time favorites. Love that guy.
I love the feel of the like jacket and then the hood and everything. It's so smooth and it's such a good figure.
We've got the Snow Serpent here, and when you take him out of the box, like his box does not do him justice. Here you've got an awesome Snow Job box. Makes it look great, sets the scene, and then you've got kind of an awkwardly posed Snow Serpent snowboarding down a hill. Just doesn't work as well. Then you open it up, and it's one of the best figures in the whole line. Again, now, right now we're holding two of the best figures of 2023, but ultimately I think they're in the top 5 or top 10 of Classified overall. Snow Serpent comes with a wolf head and a wolf skin cape, some really good weapons. Everything about this guy is awesome, and then on top of that, because it's a deluxe figure, he comes with a whole lot of gear.
Same with Snow Job. He has a backpack that holds everything. He's got ski poles, a whole sniper rifle in there, 2 skis, snowshoes, and then there's so much stuff. I prefer the snowboard with Snow Job though. I don't think it goes well with the Snow Serpent. It looks way cooler having the snowboard, and logically it would be a lot easier to shoot people on a snowboard than skis. Skis I'd be more worried about trying to like not die.
And let's keep this rolling with two more figures that are very hard to collect. One of them is surprising, the other one is no surprise. It's been that way since it first came out, and it's two different versions of Zartan. The original and the special edition one, the Master of Disguise.
On the box, there's a little spin tab for a wheel, and it goes through all the different heads he has. On the left here, we have the Dreadnoks logo, which is really cool. I'm a big fan of it, especially on a huge art thing like that. And then in the actual figure itself, it's got all of the different masks that he has lined up. He has a bunch of different like masks that just go over top of his face, and then there's 2 that are actually head sculpts. This figure turns blue when he's cold though, so that's pretty cool. Even when he's not cold, he never looks like the normal one.
The mainline Zartan is actually very hard to find nowadays, and the price has gone up. I'm not sure what's gone on with that and what the story is. The Master of Disguise, same figure, but it's got the color changing feature to it.
And it comes with way better weapons.
A lot better weapons, yeah, absolutely.
Sniper rifle, bow and arrow, and the sniper rifle alone is just better. One of my personal favorite figures, we got Night Force Tunnel Rat. I love this figure a lot. Really nice rifle though, I like it a lot. Also, the pistol that he has, really nice. I love the night vision goggles that come on top of him too though.
It's a variant of the mainline Tunnel Rat. Here's one that is another exclusive, Tripwire. This was a deluxe It's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
Some of the things he comes with, though, are really nice. I thought the figure looked a little bit plain when we first got him, and then I started checking him out, and I'm like, this guy's cool. The figure itself looks really nice, especially the big helmet that he has on him, and the armor, too. But his, like, metal detector and all that sort of stuff.
There are two different outfits. You can go with the vintage look, or you can go with more of a modern-day sort of, like, Hurt Locker version. A lot of really good accessories. Now let's jump to the 60th anniversary line. We don't have all of them, but we do have two.
I think, in my opinion, the two best ones.
The Recon Diver and the Action Soldier.
We got the Soldier out of the box right now, so I can show him off right now. He has a lot of holes on his vest, but that's to put little pouches on there so it looks cool, and then just more accessories. Also, the camo on him looks super nice. I would prefer a digital camo, but this one's still nice.
And what I like about this guy is, if you're into video games, especially like the Splinter Cell and Tom Clancy ones, that's what this guy reminds me a little bit of. Recently there was a sale, so we stocked up. We've got a whole bunch of these guys.
I think this looks pretty good. Having Duke on this figure. Doesn't really pop on really the greatest, the head sculpt, but because I can just pop it right off. If you just lay it on top, though, it looks really nice. He looks way more army. They should have a version like this, where they have a bunch of the guys that look all futuristic.
I like it, like a modern-day Joe kind of version.
Yeah.
That would be a good theme line.
And that's easy money.
And it's probably something they're going to do at some point down the road anyway.
Also, if you get Tunnel Rat also and put the night vision thing on him, he looks super cool.
Yeah, mixing and matching from one figure to another. There's
That's what
a
I
lot
love
of
about.
pieces.
That's what I love about these figures, especially all the 60th anniversary ones. Mix and match everything about them, and then it looks cool no matter what you do.
Again, we still have a lot of figures to go here. There are people out there who I've heard have said, "Oh, Viper Island, they don't have any figures. Do they even collect the line?"
What the hell are you talking about?
I don't know about that. We got too many.
Just because we don't show off our collection like some people do, but like, hey, this video's been years in the making. Do we have figures? I don't know. You guys tell us if we do or not.
Like, what do you think we do after we get them? Just, like, toss them out?
90% of what's said about Viper Island online is hilariously just completely false. And I guess we're kind of exposing a lot of the liars today, but let's just fly through a whole bunch of these because we still have a lot to go. I'm not even joking.
Too many.
I don't even know if we're halfway. Yeah, we have box upon box upon box of all of these guys. So there's the Alley Viper. Then, I don't know where the box is, but I put a Crimson Alley Viper in this one, too. Alley Viper's not my favorite. You know, they serve their purpose, and they're pretty good, but...
I don't like the color scheme on them. Could have done, like, a different one.
I was impressed when they first came out.
Yeah, also back, like, 30 years ago when they first came out, it's like, oh, cool. They're not very realistic, though.
Then we got...
my favorite figure.
Yeah, one of your favorites.
All-time favorite. He's top 3, and he's not 2 or 3. Favorite figure of all time. Look at him. He's Flint. Greatest head sculpt of all time, in my opinion. Comes with so much, too. Look at this. We got one pistol, we got one shotgun, and we got a beret. I think that's the all-time record of most things we got on one figure.
Not your favorite. That's well established. Now, we also have Lady J here. It is what it is. Next up, Storm Shadow.
And Cobra Bat. This Cobra Bat, when it first came out, I was so excited to get it. It was so cool, with all the different customizable things on the arms. And that back of, like, the artwork is a different one. That's when they did a new one, and then they completely scrapped it after, like, 10 figures.
Yeah, it didn't last very long, you're right.
I don't think there's much to say about the Bat. Pretty good figure.
No, it is what it is, yeah.
We had a very long review when we first got it.
These are kind of the more common figures that most people have. This Storm Shadow, very, very good. Some people prefer the retro card version. We never had a chance to get that. I was constantly looking for it because I wanted it, but didn't find it. And you know what? I've come around on this one even more.
I like that one a lot. I think it's a really good figure.
I liked it, but then I started to like the retro card version more. And now I've come all the way back to liking this more. So, like, I don't know. Still haven't seen that retro card version in person, but hey, this is sometimes you gotta appreciate what you got, and this one's great.
All jokes aside, for the Flint, I think this actually might be one of my favorite figures. The Commando Snake Eyes. Got this one for my birthday. I love it. It's awesome. One of the best, probably the best Snake Eyes. I think the first pet in the line, Timber. Still
Yes.
probably one of the best pets in the line, Timber. The different paint apps on him, super good. And the guns. Sure, one of them looks like a Nerf gun, but he's got an Uzi and looks kind of like a submachine gun. But yeah, love this figure. He looks so cool. You could say that he's not even Snake Eyes and he's still awesome.
Now, this came out in 2021, and what's interesting about Snake Eyes and Timber is that in that year when it came out, it was everyone's favorite, right? Even more so than Major Bludd. I think we were the only ones at the time who were calling for Major Bludd as the figure of the year for that year.
I think this was my pick for figure of the year.
It was very close, though. There was Master of Disguise Zartan, Snake Eyes and Timber, Major Bludd. You can call it a three-way tie. Really good. Now, since then, because we've had so many Snake Eyes, we've had 2 Timbers, you know, people have gone down on that figure a little bit, and they're sort of taking it for granted, but really good figure. Another good figure and pet set. Now, this is just the box here. Mutt and Junkyard. Already showed this off before. We've got Mutt on the Night Pursuit cycle. Just realized that I've got Junkyard somewhere else. The pets in this line are amazing. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed.
So now we've got basically a 2-pack of exclusives. It's like they both go together.
Yeah.
We've got the Extensive Enterprises set with Chuckles.
Right here. What a great pairing, right? The Crimson Strike team.
Yeah.
Holy.
This briefcase is so good. Also, so good quality, too, unlike the card back figures. And then it's all, like, bloody on the inside. Not going to pull the whole thing out, but it's all damaged and, like, crumpled.
The Chuckles box, I couldn't tell you everything that's on here.
Too much.
But
so much stuff.
very detailed, pretty cool. It's got this communication screen on the front. There's a tie-in between this box and the Crimson Strike Team box. Like, we've done reviews of these before. Not going to stop talking about these figures. These are awesome.
Yeah,
and
really good figure.
Broken record here. Another one of my favorites, Chuckles. I went from being sort of down on this guy when they announced him, because I didn't like that second head sculpt. As soon as we got this in hand, it was like being a kid all over again. This guy is awesome. Doesn't come with a lot, so I've added a lot of weapons to him. But Chuckles is one of those characters that really they need to do more with, right? We're waiting for a retro card version. I'm waiting for a Night Force Chuckles. But overall, I mean, these two go so well together. Look at this. Look at the detail that we got on this. We certainly don't get this level of quality with every release or every exclusive. Yep, we've got these guys in the box because this looks so good on display.
And when you flip this from the gold bars, you got all these, like, files stuff and all that stuff. I prefer the gold bars, though.
Some of my favorite versions here of any repaints in the whole line. One of my favorite Baronesses, and definitely hands down my favorite version of Tomax and Zaymot, the Crimson Twins in their crimson colors. There's a lot of good releases, but this one is one of the all-time best sets.
I think we're going to go more to the open box guys where they're just
Yeah.
loose now, because that's lots of what we got.
We rotate our collection in and out, so right now we're going to dive into the unboxed figures that are loose.
We got General Hawk for this one right now. Pretty good figure.
Really good
I'm a fan
figure.
of the suit, or like the vesting that he's got on with the little patches and everything that he's got on. Looks really nice.
So we're just going to tear through these because there's not a lot to talk
Not going
about.
to spend long on them because we don't have the whole packaging talking about the artwork
Yeah.
and stuff. So really good figure. Doesn't come with much though, like mini guns. Looks
Big
nice.
Boa. This is one of my personal favorites. Again, doesn't come with a lot of stuff, but it comes
Spiky,
with the
though.
right things.
Spiky. I love the head sculpt on him though. The new
Yeah.
head sculpt that they gave to him is amazing with everything, and the boxing gloves look super nice too. Got the new Cobra Viper, which I love a lot more than the other
yeah.
one. The t-shirt on him looks really nice, and the vibrant colors, it's like they just made it super nice and bright.
Ditto to everything you just said. Couldn't say it better myself. Then you got Retro Card Cobra Commander here.
I love the metallic
Classic.
on the front. Or like the visor, it actually looks nice.
I love the figure. Just moving him around, everything that he does is smooth.
We got the Mole Rat here. This figure is hefty. You feel the weight to him when you hold him. This figure was so cool when he came out. I was like obsessed with him because he looks so cool. He looks like he's just some sort of like evil guy that's like an experimenter or something like that.
2 head sculpts, and there's a lot of glow in the dark at play here as well. Now, here's the box for Lowlight, one of my childhood favorites, and it definitely doesn't disappoint. This is a great figure. The color, I would have preferred it to be a little darker. I think it's fairly accurate. Most of the time, just keep his goggles on.
And we got Xandar here. The guns he comes with, and all the like the metal and gold, all the things on him, especially the blue, the jeans colors of everything, looks really nice.
Yeah, that's one of our most recent pickups, but then we've also got over here, Shadow Tracker.
Oh, I loved that figure, especially the masks.
Yeah, the Jaguar skull mask, then underneath, like, check that out.
One of my favorite army builders or army troopers, Wolf Spider. Pretty plain, but he looks awesome and just super nice.
How about Scrap Iron and the anti-armor drone, right? Like, I've got a bag here of all the different blast effects that come with this. So much. One of my favorite little mini vehicle or extra sets that comes with a figure and something else. You need more artillery like this. These little robotic weapons. I thought as soon as the anti-armor drone came out,
there'd be so many more, but
Yeah,
not a single one ever since.
Been that and only that.
This figure looks like an army builder, but it's not. It's actually Shockwave. Really good figure. You could troop build with this a lot, especially with the motorcycles too. I love the different color scheme on him.
This is the standard Shockwave. Dex, which do you prefer more, the Night Force one or this?
Night Force looks way more like a troop builder. Shockwave, I know it's Shockwave. Night Force, though, I'm like, this could be anyone.
I thought I would like the Night Force one more because back in the day I did, but you got some good with both of them. This guy has the shield. Night Force has the Night Pursuit cycle. Definitely has an advantage there.
We got Beachhead here. I think this is a newer model of him. Way better without that huge bulky vest on him. The green is a lot darker than it used to be, and everything about him looks a bit different. Different shades of colors, but pretty similar to the other one.
How about Agent Helix? One of the most underrated figures on the female side.
Looks like one of the characters from Thunderbolts, the Marvel thing.
Sure, yeah. And I love this figure. She stands out. She's got some personality. She's got new weapons. And there's a lot of storytelling in amongst her, like her outfit and the weapons, guns, swords, and a really cool look. Definitely recommend you go pick that up if you're into those figures. If you're enjoying this, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed.
We got Crocmaster here, and you got Fiona.
Oh yeah.
The texture on this guy is there's so much, especially with all the crocodile scaling, and he reminds me of Bane a lot.
Yes. Now this is a figure that a lot of people did not like, and they were complaining about it when it came out because he's kind of cartoony, and he was released early in the line. I think in 2021.
I don't see a single
care.
wrong thing about it. It looks like a really good figure.
Yeah, it was a childhood favorite of mine. As soon as they announced him, I was all into it. He might be in my top 10. Some people think he's kind of plain. I think everything about him says Crocmaster.
The amount of characters, though, that are plain in this line, and then people will go buy 5 of them and say it's the greatest figure of all time. And then you're complaining about Crocmaster, who comes with the biggest pet in the whole line, where the stomach actually is like squishy, and it's all nice. And it looks like Bane. Who doesn't like Bane?
Who doesn't like Fiona? This crocodile is fantastic.
We got Kamakura here from G.I. Joe. He's kind of like a newer version of Snake Eyes. Not the biggest fan of him. I think Snake Eyes is better, but he's still a really cool figure.
Yeah, he's from the comics. I've got Raptor over here. Could have gone sideways, but instead it ended up being a really good figure.
Especially with that like cloak on him or the wings. Super nice.
Yeah, it's like a jetpack with some wings, and the articulation of these things are so good. You can flip it around in all kinds of different ways.
Speaking of articulation,
really good.
I got Ripper over here. Look at this, like the Jaws of Life, I think's the name of it.
Yep.
Look at the claws on it. The articulation's crazy on it. And all, like, the head sculpt looks really nice. It's got, like, a rat tail in the back, too, with a mohawk.
Now, I'm going to say this about Raptor before we go on to another character. Might be one of my favorite figures. Just mess around with and pose.
Because he's so fun with all the different wings and everything.
He just
you can do.
stands out.
He's kind of like the G.I. Joe version of Vulture from Marvel.
Yeah, from the Spider-Man series. Absolutely.
I've got Spirit here. Really good figure. Freedom somewhere. No clue where. In one of our boxes. Pretty basic figure with the color scheme, but still really nice. The guns that he has are really cool. Especially the knife. The details on the knife looks really nice.
Now, I've got Saw Viper here. This guy's fun as hell. Not for everybody, and some people aren't into this guy. I'm very impressed. I love the guys that are really tacked out, armored up, and this guy is no exception. Got a great helmet, gives him a completely different look. There's a little mixing and matching of like tripwires elements, right, with the protective gear. This guy is battle ready. I gave him Flint's shotgun as well.
We've got Scarlet here. Pretty good figure. I like the weapons she comes with, especially like these DMRs or like infantry rifles. They're really cool. And the bow and arrow I'm not the biggest fan of. I think that's somewhere around there.
Yeah,
but
all of her crossbows, all the crossbows in the entire line actually just
suck.
Kind of suck, but they go with them because that's what they are supposed to come with. Here I've got what I think is a superior figure in some ways, Zartan. The head sculpt, the different hair pieces. It's a really good figure and definitely looks great in your collection.
I've got 2 different versions of Timber here. We got the gray version and then the white version, which...
The white version is kind of the way he looked in the cartoon.
He's more of a cream version. I prefer the cream version, actually. This version's nice. The gray version, it's the original one.
Yeah, the classic
The one
Timber.
that I got with my, with the figure, the Commando Snake Eyes. But the cream one just looks more like a wolf in the winter area, and I just like the color of it more. The scars on him stand out way more on the white one than the gray one.
Totally. Very good animal figure. But here's another good one, Raucous. The figure he comes with, Road Pig. Just as good,
Better.
One of my favorites.
I don't know why people hate on it. Great figure. Put on that big like hog mask and that thing looks awesome.
Also, look, he's not a normal everyday guy. This he looks beefy in the body, he looks beefy in the face. There's a bad head sculpt where he's got his mouth open. That's because he was supposed to be chomping down on a cheeseburger. Put a mask on him. Plus, he's got 3 head sculpts. I love this guy. Probably my number 1 most playable figure if you want to just pose him and put him on a shelf or put him on your desk. The paint apps all over him, the sculpting, the body mold. Don't care what anyone says. Road Pig is an excellent figure. If you don't like one head sculpt, don't make it into a huge deal. Rest of the figure, you're sleeping on it. And especially when he comes with a great pit bull like Raucous.
I think it's a good idea to end it on the best figure that we have. It's not Hasbro, it's Mezco though. Look at this. The cloth goods on him, we've already talked about it. It like moves around because it feels like actual clothes on him.
Destro.
The head sculpt,
Come on.
The head sculpt on him is so nice. And it's so 3D. The chain moves around. He's got a little like reactive thing on here. Top notch.
Great briefcase.
Yeah,
great weapons. Great articulation, very smooth. I love Mezco. Our entire collection is basically 99.9% G.I. Joe Classified. If Mezco stepped it up and started pumping out figures the same way, I don't know that we would have a Classified collection as much. These are definitely superior to G.I. Joe Classified. So that, we believe, is our entire collection. I'm sure there's a box somewhere with even more figures that we just overlooked. But I'm not even going to count all of these up. We've got spares of some of these as well that we didn't even show on camera.
We got like Baroness and Coil hidden somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. We do have Baroness and Coil cycles somewhere. This is almost all of our figures from the G.I. Joe Classified series. A lot of people wanted to see our collection and know what we had. Now you know. In terms of upcoming figures, we're being more selective in what we're getting.
They got to be top-notch now because...
Yes.
Well, I think we would debunk the theory that we don't have any figures. I think we have one too many figures, if anything.
We have a lot. We could probably clear some of these out, actually. Like, we don't have to keep everything that we've got, but we've been paring things down over time a little bit.
I think Flint could go. Don't think anyone wants him. Don't think there's a need for him.
Crocmaster and Fiona deserves a lot more respect.
Great figure. I love that figure. I didn't even think anyone would complain about it. There's nothing to complain about it.
Oh, it's perfect. In terms of Crocmaster, couldn't be better. Love it. And the fact that it came out so early in the line... Yeah. And I wouldn't change anything about it. I mean, like, oh my god, I grew up with this guy. Again, I don't care about the whole military side of G.I. Joe when you're talking about Crocmaster.
It's also not really military when half your guns are Nerf guns, and it's exact one-to-one replicas of the Nerf guns. The main pistol that's used in every figure is a Nerf gun, and I got that Nerf gun, and it looks identical to all the ones. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, you guys did not even try hiding the fact that you just copied your own brand.
They've moved away from that since then, but in the meantime...
You'll find the odd one pop in.
That is true. We'd love to hear your guys' opinions on our collection, and let us know how big your collection is, because I don't even think we have that big of a collection. And we've skipped a lot of different figures. We don't have, like, Shipwreck, Rock and Roll. I mean, there's a long list of figures that we don't have compared to the long list of figures we do have. We don't have Buzzer. We don't have Torch. We don't have Monkey Wrench. We're probably missing out on some of the Dreadnoks, but either way, let us know what you have. Let us know what you think we're missing that we've overlooked, that you're like, hey, you don't have this, you should have this. We don't have any of the HasLabs yet, but we are in so far on the Snowcat. Thanks for going through our collection with us. It's always nice to go back and see everything that we've kind of forgotten about.
I think that all of our figures are pretty good. I like almost every figure we got here. There's the odd one, like Flint, that I don't like at all, but I think we have a pretty good collection.
We've mostly focused on keeping our favorites. And again, we'll probably purge a couple of these guys along the way.
Some of them could, like, we could just lose them, and I wouldn't forget.
Like Wolf Spider, I could, like, take or leave him. Really good figure, but again...
Some of these guys I didn't even know we still had. Like, I forgot that we even owned Barbecue for, like, and Big Boa. I didn't even remember he was a figure. I haven't seen him in so long. And other guys like Kamakura, I didn't even remember about him. So many of these guys, I'm like, we own these guys?
We rotate our collection from time to time so that we don't get tired of everything being out all the time.
We also have 400, so, like, we have so many. And we don't even have half of the figures that have been made. I don't even know how some people would be able to buy multiples of every figure. You need a storage facility for that.
Yeah.
It takes up, like, we have boxes upon boxes, and, like, jumbo boxes, not like small Amazon boxes, like huge ones that are like 3 feet by 4 feet, full of just figures.
We take care of our collection, but yeah, I think we can definitely start to purge some of these guys along the way and make room for some of the other favorites that are coming up soon. There you have it. You've made it to the end of this episode, and we really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. And we would love it even more if you take just 1 second of your time. Make sure that down below you are subscribed to the channel. We ask that you do, because that guarantees that we definitely get to see you back here again next time. Thanks for tuning into Viper Island, your one-stop shop for all things G.I. Joe. When there's relevant news, we'll be here to discuss all of it, together with you. Thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, have a great day, and yo Joe!